Okay, so Phish returned tonight after a night off, this time at the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium, San Francisco, night one of two. And let's see what were the four horsemen of Vermont up to. All right, Trey's a Texan, but we'll call him, the Vermont thing. All right, so Buried Alive opener. I feel like a few people may have called the Buried Alive opener here. The instrumental opener, something they were doing back last summer quite a bit, I believe. And it's a good opener. It's one that fits, kind of gets things going. And follow that up with an Axilla. Maybe a bit early in the show for me for the Axilla. We had some quiet moments throughout the show tonight. And, I suppose Axilla has its quiet moments there. Axilla II, that is. All right, so let's not jump too far ahead and talk about everything all at once. Every jam, every song all at once, everywhere. All right, so Axilla II, I guess, gets a little something. Then we get a proper Mike's groove here, but it just felt like maybe it didn't feel proper. Just like, okay, maybe it's just taken me a while to warm up to the show tonight or something, or maybe it just took them a little while. The first sets have just been a smoke show pretty much throughout this run so far. Then we get the sound check special there in My Soul. So then this is things kind of get going here with Halley's Comet. A nice long extended jam with Halley's Comet, some cool vocal work toward the end. Mike trying to figure out where to jump in, and then he just does it. He's like, screw it, right here will work. Then a Roggae still, I just feel like Roggae's still not as strong as it was, several years back now. And Trey's tone, what the current tone he has now, certainly works well with Roggae, though. I will say that for that. And not that it was bad or anything. It wasn't like this was some crap Roggae, but just, there was a time there when I felt like it was one of the 10 hottest songs they had, maybe. Not necessarily the case right now. And then Maze and Melt both coming in strong, of course. Maze just a flamethrower. And then Paige really got the Halley's Comet going, I should say. Give it a little P there for Paige. And then the split open and Mel kind of had that whine. I was like, is this a winding sound or a melting sound? What is this? The lights looking great, even on the webcast. I'm sure that was phenomenal if you were there. So continuing the trend of mostly great set closers. And boom, you got another one here with split open and melt. Pretty good set first, set opener. But overall, maybe not the strongest first set for sure of the four nights so far. So then we get over here to the main event of set number 2 on most nights. And tonight, I suppose that was it. And boom, boom, boom. They were, if the jamming was slightly lighter tonight, although, they ended the set a little bit jam heavy, it certainly wasn't light with these three. Carini, No Men in No Man's Land, Ruby Waves, and even the set opener here with Carini. You didn't get shortchanged on the Carini if you're like a huge fan of that and you're only catching set openers. The Carini goes, and then it finally gives way to a No Men in No Man's Land. And that was maybe I guess if I had to put them, maybe my least favorite of the three. Although all three of them had moments where it was just like, yes, they are hitting that spot. Like, holy shit, listen to this. Just listen to it. Yeah. Or you can just look at it, really. Put it on, even on mute, I think it was pretty amazing. All right, so after the No Man's Land, we get into Ruby Waves. Every time I kind of want to groan, like I like it. I know it delivers. And once again, it did. There was more than one point in this one where it kind of hit the spot. So, like I said, as much as I want to not be a big Ruby Waves supporter, once again, Ruby Waves kind of coming through, maybe winning, taking the gold medal out of the big trio there. Waste now, if you had to make one last run, Waste was your opportunity. What's the use? I didn't think people were going to quiet all the way down for What's the Use. But they finally did. The rowdy crowd finally did. And then Down with Disease. Boy, no need to quiet down for this Down with Disease ending this set. If it was a weird placement here. Certainly, this is where I thought maybe they were just going to start just flopping off songs. No, not the case. And not that Down with Disease was anything too experimental. It was just Trey, just pretty much going to town, ending the set strong, much like this first set did, much like many other sets. And then the encores just kind of keep getting better and better. Started the run with a weak encore. all the way through a Wilson, Slave to the Traffic Light, My Friend, and now I think maybe they've just topped all of those with a Fluffhead encore. And it was a dandy Fluffhead through most of it. So, that Halley's Comet was large. What am I thinking here? You know, Roggae. All right, so that's night number 1. Guess that's it. That's it. All right, well, taking a peek over there at my notes. I don't know what I wrote down. I probably wrote something that I'm forgetting to say. Nah, not really. Something about Trey. Trey something. Oh, Trey not needed in the No Men and No Man's Land. That's what it was. It was a lot of Paige and Mike here. Big time. Big time. All right. Trey isn't needed. Really? What's up with that guy? What's that guy's deal? All right. Boom. What do we play? Another Ghost of the Forest song? Love you, Trey. Trey Smith, a big fan of the channel. All right, guys. Boom. We are out of here. And it's just halfway already. Boo! I mean, boo that it's halfway done, not to them. Get the draft coming. Who we gonna get? Who we got? Who you guys got the Browns taking it to? All right. Boom, we're out of here. Love you. Pew, 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 pew.